Okay, so that's got the rolls and that done. You've rocked into town at a fairly quick pace of knots and gone to the temples where you've been there to worship pretty much straight off. Afterwards, you've left with half a dozen children. Being at the temple, it's probably the best place you can think of to try and leave them. Is this just a straight dump and run, or...?
Yeah, do the old knock on the door, leave them all tied up on the stairs.
Pretty bows around them.
Just so they can't follow us. That's the only reason I was trying to knock.
Each of them has a scrapper blanket with them with a rune drawn on it. Okay, I take it you're looking for the one of the priestesses?
Yep. Which temple was it? Whose temple?
Anolda.
Oh, somebody else better do that. I don't think I'm really
I'll do it. I think it's an associated cult of mine.
Yeah.
Yep, and it is with Marangor as well.
Oh, yeah, my worship wasn't too good. And so if it's not good for Marangor, it's not going to be good for somebody associated.
Yep.
I'm just feeling all out of worship. Yep.
Okay, just give me a luck roll, will you, Josh?
Power times 5.
Yep. Okay.
Nice.
It is a priestess of Chelana Arroy.
Oh, lucky me.
Very lucky you. Okay. Oh, my dear. How can we help you?
Just doesn't sound like a girl. That sounds like a very ugly...
Mrs. Doubtfire is meeting you.
Toodaloo! We have found these children. They were displaced from their homes by the brew.
Brew?
We are hoping...
Brew?
Oh, yes. We are hoping we can leave them here in relative safety.
Oh, this is definitely one of the most safe places in all of the lands.
Where they won't get turned into herdmen.
I just so happened to stumble across this party, and they helped me greatly. I come from the Sisters of Mercy from the Great Hospital.
The Great Hospital? From Noshet?
Yes, no shit.
No shit.
No shit. Wow, you have come a long way.
I must say they were infected by disease, but I believe we have been able to cure them.
She sort of puts her hands on them and says, "Why, yes, there is no disease."
I may look after them for just a little bit, just to be safe.
But if you have brought them all the way from Noshet.
Oh, no. They are from the local villages. They were taken from their homes and families. And then I'm just going to whisper because I really don't know. I do not know if their families have survived. They may be orphaned.
Where did you find them?
Some with the brew. And where did we find the first half?
Starfire Ridge is one of the crofters' places there.
Yes, and at one of the crofters' places in Starfire Ridge.
Oh, they are from Sapphire Ridges, and you brought them here. Oh, that is many days' trip. It is a whole 3 or 4 days.
Ah, yes. It was a hard journey. You may want to let the local guards, or perhaps we can, that there's at least 3 brew still out there.
3? 3 is wow, it's not a huge number.
There was many more.
And what happened to them?
They have been dispatched.
Dispatched. I will say this only once. I hope that you were not involved in the dispatching.
Oh, never once did I lift any weapon up in anger to do harm.
Did you not contact any of the authorities to tell them about these rules?
We were not able. We were accosted the entire time coming here.
All the way to Clearwine Fort.
Yes, most of the way, huh?
At this point, she sort of motions to some other initiates to come over to help and look after the kids. Oh, they seem to be well fed.
Yes, we did the best I could.
They do not look like they have discovered felt much discomfort. Do you think that maybe they are all right? Are they in the head?
I cannot say. Who knows with these things? It's very traumatic experience.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, what are you up to, daughter? Where are you going?
I am not sure. I met these people along the way, and they have rescued me. And I think for the time being, I may continue to keep their company.
They seem like a how do you say, interesting crowd.
Yes, very quite different than what I'm used to.
This one looks like he was raised on giant's milk, and this one looks like he takes what he wants.
She pointing to Vidad and
Vidad and
Sindred?
Tostan. Vidad and Tostan. Sindred standing in the background, sort of enjoying being the centre of attention amongst these Chilano Roy initiates, sort of making sure that they understand that they rode on his bison and he looked after them.
Pardon, madam. How rude of me. I am Jeanne D'arc. And you?
I am Lucy of the Sky.
Great track. My pleasure to meet you, Lucy.
I thank you. The Mother Superior, she is tied up today, getting ready for the ceremonies in a couple of days. But seriously, my daughter, like where do you think that you shall go now?
For the time being, while we are here, if there's, I can help. But I think Chelana Roy has put me in the path for a reason, and I would like to see where it goes.
That should be interesting. I see that you have a storm build to protect you, as well as these strapping fellows. She says that loud enough to make sure that Vidad and Tostan actually hear it.
Are we likely to get some wicked rep rolls for this?
Yes. Now that it's all starting to come out in the open.
Have you heard of my grandfather, Guy Romy?
I'm afraid I have not.
Oh, it's a shame.
As you say, so how on earth did these gentlemen come to be up on Starfire Ridges? They have the looks of good Columar man, but they look like they're from up around Runegate.
I'm going to hold my hand out and look, kind of wave my hand in front of my person towards Vidad if he's there, or one of the others to explain how they'd come up there.
She looks at you guys and says, "You look like you have. You look like you're a Lismelda, but the rest of you look like you're from Nari clan."
Yeah, I explained that we are from the Neri clan. We're men of what's the guy's name again?
Harris the King.
Harris. Yeah, we're Harris's men.
Okay, hang on a second. I have not heard of this Harris, but he is one of the Nari. It is a small clan, small tribe. There's probably a good reason I have not heard of him.
Small but perfectly formed.
She looks at you funny and says, I suppose as long as the tool is right for its use. You do know how to use your tools?
Very much so. Has she heard of anything? Any of us? Has that filtered down at all?
Yeah, if you give her a reference point.
She's probably not going to like any of my reference points, being Shalana Aroy.
Well, you did save, like, by killing the Tusk Riders. You did actually help free the spirits of the people that had been bound by defending the farmers from the zombies. You fought against undead. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, the undead one's good. Yeah, I mentioned that we've been clearing out some of the undead creatures that are around the upland marsh.
Oh, Yes, it is a bad problem again at the moment. Since the big battle, there's all those bodies, and the necromancer seems to be using them just en masse to actually come out and try and attack. I'm just going to roll your rip for you, because Tostan made a really good name for himself on that one. Tostan rip.
We didn't do our rep rolls either. I think we had a couple. I had a negative rep roll from the singing exploits.
That's right. I rolled your rip roll, but no, you're miles off. But she says, "Oh no, I have not heard of this Tostan the Barber. But again, now the small clan, small tribe, maybe that is why. But obviously, you're new to the big city. But let's just say that you are interesting in your own way." And Vidad, the Europote. Can you explain why you have this name?
Who am I speaking to first? Because I've been away.
It's the priestess of Chalana Roy that's taking the kids off Yulgo's hands.
What do we call priestesses? Do we have a post-nominal for them?
No, she's part of the Sisters of Mercy, but...
All right. Yes. Well, sister, it's because I do like to imbibe.
What do you imbibe?
Or piss. As in the alcoholic type.
Oh, but also you play on the words to sort of make this. This is yes, this is rather rural, isn't it?
Can I roll a rep roll?
yeah, roll your rep roll on this one.
First rune or second rune?
First rune. Yep, just bang it out. I have heard of I have heard this guy. He was in I can't remember the place. I heard from one of the sisters from Runegate that there was these visiting men from one of the local things, and they had this man who played such an amazing harp that he had people weeping and crying in joy, but he was accompanied, would be probably the nice word to say, by someone on a mouth harp. From what she said, it was like listening to angels at the same time as listening to screaming cats.
Nothing about the vampire or anything like that.
The vampires, these things. I have heard of a group up there that has been doing good. I do not know this Europote thing, but I do understand that, again, small tribe, small clan, these things do not always make it to the major towns. Sammy, are you there?
Yeah.
Can you roll rip for Indus, please?
Yes, I can. Oh, there's, by the way, it says here in that rep roll for harp to come.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So roll a d6. Okay. So his rep rolls 15. Okay, it fails, but he introduces himself as Indar's one-shot, killer of dragon snails and masterful player of the harp. At which point, what's Indar's charisma?
14.
She goes, you are the man of the strings that has the talented fingers?
Yes, that would be me.
Or would we be able to occasion us with playing your harp? The sisters and the people that are in the temple would love to hear such wonderful music.
Yes, that would of course be possible with
you are
small compensation.
You are welcome to stay on for the celebrations this evening. It is bountiful time. There is great stuff. We have our holiday coming up in a couple of days, but it would be so good for all of the ladies here to hear the work of a man that is so masterful with his fingers. You're all welcome, of course. You can join in with the sisters. All I say is do not annoy the ladies who guard the temple. The sisters of Babista Gore, they do not tend to take well to being put upon. Blue balls would not be a problem afterwards.
Yes, that does sound good. And of course, I suppose we can all be living here the next few days.
Yes. Oh, look, you are welcome to make use of some of these guest rooms. With what you have done, the temple will gladly provide for you tonight, and even for the next few days if you are staying on for the holidays.
Are we staying for the holidays?
Yeah, because Jeanne needed the second roll to get her room points.
Yeah, sure.
So the afternoon, you guys are free to go off and do what you need to do around town to sell and get any other supplies, etc. that you're after. And I'm packing that Enders needs some arrows.
I have a question. How do I increase my rune points?
You sacrifice at the holy day. You sacrifice permanent power for rune points, and in the process, you can learn a new spell.
Is there any potential to learn any spirit magic?
Yep.
Ooh.
So,
was I supposed to have done that when I just did the roll to regain rune points?
You can do that afterwards. So, like, what I want to do is just make sure that everyone was topped up as part of the process, and then over these next couple of days, you guys are free to do what you need to do to stock up or to try and buy magic.
Do you need your own temple for that, or can you do it in associated temple?
So the Anolda temple, you're free to. So Jeanne can easily come here do it. Anyone that's associated cult with an Anolda can come and get it. Just there's a difference in how much it's going to cost you for getting the stuff. It takes a day, pretty much a couple of days for everything to happen. And if it's your own temple, which is, I think there's an All-Lengthy temple, there's an Anolda temple, the Talana are always here as part of the Anolda temple, Marangor's here as part of the Anolda temple. So there is access to stuff for everyone except for Hengest will have to go off to the hall where they use it as a shrine for Humarkt. But he doesn't particularly want a lot of spirit magic because it screws with his ability to cast his sorcery. So weapon-wise, shield-wise, I think a few of you had taken damage to weapons.
By the way, can I fill my Gar crystal? Is that possible to do here?
Sorry, I missed that part.
How can the Gar crystal, the magic?
Oh, yep. So that's just a matter of time. So during the day or at the end of the day, any excess magic points you've got, you just sort of concentrate, and it will fill the crystal.
Okay, so the few days we are here, we can.
Yep. So you just top that off.
Yep. Good.
Same with each of you that have got the magic point storage devices. You might want to look into a couple of things just as a suggestion is one, you know that you're going to go meet some badass dude as part of Harris's quest. You got to help him sort of fight whatever the big bad is that gets summoned. Two is you've now had multiple run-ins with spirits, and you know that you are all a little bit susceptible to that. It's only been a bit of luck that's actually sort of kept you alive. And three was anything that enhances that either healing or damage or protection is always good.
Were we supposed to get power gain rolls during the worship, or is that just for our High Holy?
Just your guys' High Holy Days. So Stormball's got a High Holy Day coming up. So in a couple of weeks, Sindred will get a roll on that. And I think the rest of them are just seasonal holidays at the moment.
Gotcha. And the spells we can learn are only the spirit magic that's available from our cult or associated cults?
Yep. So none of you are qualified enough yet to get rune magic from associated cults. But you're able to like vigor, heal, that sort of stuff that you can get from an older. In fact, I'm just having a quick look.
And we can take the prices from the rulebook, or are they adjusted?
It will be adjusted depending on things. So you guys basically beetled straight down off the hill to Clearwine Fort, and the rest of the information's just starting to flow in about what's been happening. So what you've done and how the fact that you guys have managed to drive off some of those things is all just starting to get there. So Anolda has Befuddle, Demoralize, Heal, Second Sight, Shimmer, Slow, Strength, and Vigor. So you all know what sort of Befuddle, Demoralize, Heal do. Second Sight is the ability to see the spirits, but the other side to it is the fact that even in dark you can see the glow from the spirits. So it means you can actually still potentially attack in the night. Shimmer is each point of the spell is minus 5%, I think it is, to the chance to hit you. Slows the attacking spell, so instead of you guys having to do haste, you can make the other person slow down to half their speed so that they can't run away. Strength, everyone knows, and Vigor's the one that adds to Constitution. The only other one, of course, that you could get would be, say, Chelana Arroy or Babistagor, or even Marangor. So for Chelana Arroy, Befuddle, Dullblade, Heal, Light, Shimmer, and you won't have access to Sleep.
I think I already have Sleep.
Yeah, but for everyone that's a cult special spell, so it doesn't get sort of bandied around. So it can't be misused.
So, wait, are those the only ones that are available to me here?
That's Chelana Arroy's ones. So any of the Anolda, Chelana Arroy, Babistagor, or Marangor spells.
Because they have a summon spirit, a heal spirit, I think, or what was it? I have to look now.
So just spirit magic.
Oh, just spirit, not rune magic. Oh,
No.
Okay, I was looking at it. Okay, so let's see: Befuddle, Dullblade, Heal, Light, Shimmer, Sleep.
Yep.
I think
So
I have
that's.
Sleep. Do I have Heal?
One would hope so, being a healer.
No, I don't. I only have Shimmer and Sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely want to learn Heal.
How much are they?
30 lunas for learning a spell, plus another 15 lunas up.
Okay.
So a heal 4 would cost 90 lunas all up.
And I could learn a Heal 4?
Yep.
Wow. What about Dullblade?
Yep. Have a read of the just how it works, because it is a cool spell, but there are some limits on it.
I'm thinking of getting strength. What are we looking cost-wise for that?
So 30 plus 30, 60. So you guys are still rocking around with around close to 600, or no, you've got close to 1,000 lunas even after of gear that you're still honking around with, even after Dave used the plate for worship.
Okay, because at least the Endors has 3 lunars. So
Yep. So party loot, I can just have a quick look.
Who's in charge of the finances in the party?
The bandit has been so far. Okay, you've got 170 lunas in straight cash. Okay, you've got a golden arm ring, a golden net ring, 2 golden pendants, 3 silver dishes now, a large fluted washing bowl. 4 silver dishes, another fluted dish, a large silver plate, and a small silver cup. All up, Tostan reckoned that was worth around 1,000 odd lunas.
Can I charm, since this is a Chelana Arroy priest, there's priestesses here, into teaching me Heal for free? As being a sister of mercy?
Well, we are all Sisters of Mercy, dear. But the cult has to survive. The cult has to sort of give these services to others for free. So, you would have to tell me a very good reason why.
By being out and healing the local villagers, I am getting the name of Chelana Arroy out and inspiring people to worship her. See, can I augment this with Loyalty Sisters of Mercy or some other Devotion Chelana Arroy or something? Or just do a normal charm roll?
Devotion Chelana Arroy, I'd let you go with that one.
Okay. Let's see. Success, so plus 20 to my charm. Alright. It's going to be dicey, no pun intended.
Definitely pun intended. You got a success. She says, daughter, we will, I will come back to you. I will come back to you in the next couple of days. I need to talk about it with the mother.
I will wait patiently.
Sindred being Sindred says, don't worry about it, love. We'll quite happily make sure that you can heal us. What you did for my chamomile, my poor old chamomile, I've got no problem with making sure that you know how to heal.
And this is Sindred saying that?
This is, well, remember, she saved chamomile from instant death.
I used a rune magic.
And so Chelana Arroy is one of the few things that Sindred has a real love for. He's like, you know, I should, since you've joined the party, I should really look at sort of exploring the wilder side of life with my god. And I've been a bit fearful about sort of exploring my anger.
And I'm going to look over to the Lucy, eyebrows raised. See, it is working already.
Yep, Sindred going berserk has not been high on the priority list because he was shit scared of never coming out of it. Okay, so basically, is there any particular spells that you're wanting?
Yeah, I want to buy a dull blade, but I don't want to take the group's money. That's what I was asking who's in charge of the finances here to see if they'll invest in me here. Maybe a small loan.
Can we flog some of this stuff?
Yep.
Just
like you've got
liquidate it.
A lot of stuff. So, and this is probably one of the best places to try and actually get the money because there's a lot of people here.
I think I've got a pretty decent bargain skill as well, from memory.
Yeah, Vidad, there was a few bits and pieces there that you were sort of a major part in bringing to the party. So, do you have any issues?
No, not particularly. What were they? Because I mean, I can't see them.
It's on that gear sheet.
Oh yeah, gear sheet. I see it. Yeah.
So, like, there's a fair bit of gold and silver there, and you've already given Harris his share of the stuff, and you've already dedicated the stuff to the temples as well.
So that was that large fluted washing bowl with her soul around her and Marangor in the center.
Yep, that's what you use for your worship.
So we can cross that off, can we? Or?
Yep, and that was worth over 300 lunas.
Yeah, so given that I've spent that already, it doesn't worry me about somebody else.
Just as a reference point, though, that one bowl was worth around 300 lunas, and you still got another 4 or 5 bowls there, plus silver cups and gold bits and pieces. That gives you a fairly good indication of the amount of money you're racking around with.
What was my bargain skill? Did you see that?
I'm just looking. Your bargain skill is 5.
Sweet.
Jeez.
Bandits don't need to bargain.
Yeah. Especially not to take it from people.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's the evaluate that's evaluate is high. Don't need bargain.
Yep. Rules got 20.
What's this for? What are we bargaining for? To sell?
Yeah, to sell some of the stuff.
Okay, because I've got 2 things on my horse I want to sell as well, which have been there for a while now. Just shit that I'd have that I don't need. My broadsword and my 2-handed lunar sword sell in town.
Yep.
Sell.
So at the moment, you've got Hengest has got the best bargain skill with 20. How does that compare with the rest of yours?
15.
Oh, my bargain is absolute shit. Can I bargain with my fists? I'm good at that. No. Okay. So, yeah.
Intimidate. Intimidate. Enders, what's yours?
I think it was 15. Yep, 15.
Okay. So one of you guys can sort of take the front for bargaining, and we'll use Hengest's skill for doing it. But yeah, either Enders or actually it'll need to be Enders. Jeanne's is only the same. So you go off packing all of this stuff. There's as I say, there's a lot of gear there. There's a couple of shops that all sort of happily trade stuff. So I'm picking Enders is going to want some arrows. Is he going to need anything else?
No, I think that's all.
Okay. Anyone else? So Vidad, you're wanting to get rid of your broadsword and your what?
No, it was a 2-handed lunar sword.
Oh, that Romphalia.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so there's a couple of guys trading weapons here. So I take it you're probably going to look for to sell off at this place.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's been slightly used.
Yeah, definitely. It's a couple 100 years old, I think.
Really? Like, how the hell do you know that?
Well, I don't know. Where did we find it? We found it attached to a zombie, didn't we?
Yeah, attached to a zombie from... you're pretty sure that it was attached to the zombie probably sometime in the last year, just after the Great Battle, where they pushed back
so
the
it's
Lunars.
not that old.
No.
So it's not that old. Okay, cool.
Use a rep roll, Vidad.
A rep roll?
Yeah, try for a rep roll.
The first or the second?
First one.
Ah.
So what you're saying is it's you've picked it up out of the mud from where there's been a bunch of bloody zombies fighting. Well, there's hordes of those. Yeah. He looks at it and says, "Well, yeah, okay. Roll your bargain skill."
Who, me? I thought what's his name was doing all the bargaining.
Yeah, so Sammy, if you roll Ender's bargain skill, you've got a 25% chance all up for success.
I can roll. It's 15 is the bargain.
Yep, so you got another plus 10 on top of that.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So Ender turns around and goes, "Mate, I wouldn't fucking buy it if I was you."
I only just clicked to the result popping up. 99.
Yeah. I think with that, I think you are going to pay something for the guy.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay him money to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Mate, that was shite. Okay, so the I can't believe that. That's what did I say? It was a on fire, wasn't it? Okay, the normal value of one is 50 lunars to buy. He will give you a grand total of 5 lunars for it.
Yeah, sold.
Okay, and what was the other one? A broadsword.
Just a straight broadsword. My old broadsword.
He'll give you another 5 lunars for that.
There we go. All done.
Okay. Thankfully, that's not the Fletcher. So, how many arrows would you like, Enders?
21.
Okay, 21 arrows. Okay, so roll your bargain again.
Use something. Can I use rep?
You can use rep. You can use either rep or you can use fire rune. I think it is.
Fire rune. Oh, that's yeah. Let's do that. That's good. Yeah, we want to do that.
Okay. Oh, look, another fumble. Not.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yep, so you've got plus 20, so you've got a 45% chance for your bargain skill.
That's almost.
It's not. You haven't been absolutely hammered this time. Hey, can you roll a rip roll? Because this guy's well connected among archers.
Can I
Just
augment my rip roll with my bow skill?
not just roll rip at the moment, if it's vaguely close.
Okay. Oh, that's not too close.
Okay. He's busy talking away, saying, "Oh, yeah, it's good to have lots of arrows. Mind you, there's that guy that's from up north. He killed 5 dragon snails. And, 1 arrow each. Yeah, I'd love to meet a guy like that. And I hear he gives all his money away to the poor as well."
Hey, here, this guy. Look, he has this kind of head and face.
Wow, yeah, I was going to say, well, he's probably from a similar place to you too. Yeah, I would say one day I'm going to look forward to meeting that guy.
Me. It was me. It was us, and I was shooting those dragon snails.
No, look, I don't think his name was Enders. I think he might have been called Terminator or something like that.
No, it was Ender's one shot. It was me. Like, tell him, Tostan, tell him, you were there. Vidad? Anyone?
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll try to convince this guy. I've done a bit of charming of late. Although I've danced better, but that's not a convince him. Oh, I could try intimidate. I intimidate better. Can I try to intimidate him? Going, piss off. That's him, you dickhead.
Don't you believe me? I'll nut you.
Yeah. I'll punch in the face, bastard.
Okay. see what the result is. You may get a sort of unexpected outcome from this.
Oh, yeah. No, my intimidate doesn't work.
You sort of go, please, like it really was him.
I'd like to get in on that intimidate action as well, if you can roll for me.
Yeah.
I've got a hefty intimidate.
What, as good as your bargain?
No, his bargain was decent, remember?
I think it's 15, at least 15.
Oh, yeah, you said it was decent, and then he told us it was a 10.
Hey, that's decent in my land.
It's all relative.
Your skill is 40, and you rolled a 64. In some cases, relatives of all that they know in the biblical sense.
Here, I'll try and charm since everyone else is going in on it.
Okay, at the moment, this guy is sort of looking and laughing at all of these wannabe toughs.
I can sing a song about that fight.
Hey, I bat my eyes.
So Jeanne comes along and says, "Oh, kind sir, these big bad boys, they really are the men that sort of did all of those wonderful deeds." He's decided he really doesn't give a shit about what you got did, but sort of looks at Jeanne and says, "Well, my dear, what are you doing in the city at the moment? You sound like you're from a way down south.
Just visiting.
Have you got somewhere to stay tonight?"
Yes, with my sisters of mercy in the belt.
Oh, that's a pity. I thought you might have been one of the daughters of Illyria.
Not quite. What's this guy's charisma?
About a 15.
Oh shit.
He says, "Not quite. Does that mean you enjoy some of their pastimes?"
Oh man, a little bit of yes.
All of a sudden, you see him straightening his collar and patting down his front to get rid of any of the crumbs that are still on the front of him, and grooming his beard. He picks up a pitcher of mead, from the side that he's had sitting there and starts sort of sculling it and spilling it down the front. And just like gulp, gulp, gulp. Well,
Guts, courage.
may I interest you in worshipping Illyria tonight?
Well, the temple is having a celebration. You should come there.
I'd like to
Yeah,
come wherever
this
you want.
all of these people are in that party with me, because I'm the guy who is shooting dragon snails.
Oh, yeah. Whatever you say, boss. Whatever you say.
Vidad unsuccessfully tries to hide and move silently and move off away from the group.
I'm not with him. I'm not with him.
I'm looking for an animal, some livery now.
Vidad's sort of like, do.
Knocking shit over to go, yep, accidentally. Sorry about that.
Can I use my play harp skill to augment my singing skill to sing a song about my heroics?
So in the middle of the market, you're going to whip out your harp and start.
If he's allowed to whip out harp, I should be able to whip out other stuff.
Okay, so in the middle of the marketplace, you guys are sort of busy trying to say, look at me, look at me, look at me. And all of a sudden, Indaz pulls out his harp and goes, strum, strum. Okay, roll your harp skill, mate.
Oh, fuck.
No, because you had your... oh, here we go.
Yeah, I just hit a bunch of chords after seeing his roll. Or missed a bunch of chords after seeing his roll.
He's got 20 because he activated his rune earlier on for communication and that. So I'll say...
Oh, but the play is manipulation skill.
Yep, but it's the same rune as well, isn't it?
I don't know. A rune is in manipulation.
Okay, so you don't play so good. So now roll your sing with a minus 20.
Ooh.
Okay. Minus 20.
That is definitely not the guy who killed snails.
Okay. There once was a man from Nantucket. He desired a woman, so fuck it. And then he did this, and then he did that, and fuck, I can't make anything else rhyme.
Bucket?
I'm sorry, Snood.
Yes, so definitely not Enda's best attempt in the last couple of weeks. And now he's left thinking, oh shit, I'm supposed to be performing in front of all of these beautiful ladies tonight at the temple. I may need some Dutch courage.
Bit insecure now.
He's feeling a little bit sort of less than his normal exuberant self.
That's easy. I'm not singing there, I'm just playing.
Just going to play by yourself.
Oh, I'll play with him.
There we go. Vidad.
Yo.
Jeanne is going to play with Endaz.
Do I have flashbacks and go, how can I really fuck the day up for them? No, I'm feeling sorry for the guys now. They've been busting their guts to do such shit, and then if I come in, then they'll just blame me for everything. So, no.
Oh, good. Okay. So, this guy is sort of like, yeah, okay, yep. If you say so, yeah, you're the guy. Now, Miss, what time to meet you for dinner?
I don't know. What time is that celebration?
You'd probably say about 6 or 7 in the evening. Yeah, just
about
after dark.
6 or 7 in the evening, just after dark.
Yeah. Now, will we be staying long at the event? And would we like to go to your place or mine afterwards?
A bit presumptuous.
Well, we are out to worship the goddess.
We shall see where the evening takes us.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Your place or mine?
A bit strong, no?
Well, I am fairly strong. I'll tell you what, miss. I'll see you there. And I look forward to seeing more of you.
I shall see you then.
Not really strong if you can't even give me 21 arrows.
He gave you 21 arrows. It just cost you 25 lunas.
Can I use that from the...
Okay, here we go. Come on, Dave. Give us the... What's the song?
Well, what's the song? I don't know. Can I play it to you? I don't think I can I? I'm not singing. That's it. Yeah, it'll just be a better rendition of your old Tuck It. Or the man from Nantucket, I should say.
Yeah, as I say, all of a sudden, and as you hear the noise of a mouth harp going off in the background, and it spurs your passion for hate mouth harp.
As I'm walking through and I feel I've done a good roll, I'll leave the harp in my mouth, reach up as high as I can stick my middle finger up back towards their direction and keep walking towards the library.
This fucking mouth harp, the one time that you can't actually get it going with your harp, and this cunt's over there in the background fucking swinging sweet, making sweet melodies that you can't even sort of come close to achieving today. This fucker, like, what's he going to do tonight?
Yeah, but I'm much better player than he is.
Well, you've spent years playing with yourself, so you know exactly how good you are.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
So I've got a couple questions here.
Yep.
So if I bought a Dull Blade 1 and then later I wanted to, have it be up to a 2 or 3, would I have to buy a Dull Blade 2? Would it be a different spell? Like I would have a Dull Blade 1 and then I would have a Dull Blade 2?
So it would cost you 45 lunas to buy your Dull Blade 1 at the moment. And then it would cost 60 lunas when it came time to buy your Dull Blade 2. And then if you went and got Dull Blade 3 at a later date, it would cost you 75 lunas.
So then I just have one Dull Blade spell of Dull Blade 3, or would I have 3 Dull Blade spells?
Just
a 1, a 2, and a 3. Okay, that's what I was wondering. And also, do I get a boost to my reputation for shielding children and curing diseased children?
At the moment, that's still catching up with you.
Okay.
But still, once he's got the Dull Blade, so if he goes the Dull Blade to 3, that means he can still cast it at... Once he's got it up to 3, he can cast it at any of those levels.
Yep, that's right. It's just the fact that it only takes up 3 points of actual spell slots.
Oh, okay. So is that the same with Blade Sharp? Like the Humacht has Blade Sharp 4? Does he can do it at 1, 2, 3, or 4? Oh.
Yeah.
That helps me out a lot with my other character.
It's one of those ones, though, that you don't tend to... Like, if you're going to cast it, you generally want to cast it at max. Heal's one of the few spells where, you've got to graze. Ding, I'll cast a heal 2 rather than a heal 6, just because I need to stop the bleeding, not the other stuff.
But I suppose for the Blade Sharp 2, it depends upon if he's got Blade Sharp 4 and he wants to do Blade Sharp 2 on 2 different people, so that way you've got... two. Yeah, then that makes...
Well, you can do Blade Sharp 4 on 2 different people. You can do...
but it's still casting... That'll cost him 8 points then. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, it all comes back to your magic points. And that's why Hengest is, keen to have magic point matrices, etc., because he's the one that, when he starts racking off Blade Sharp, especially if he casts it on other people as well as himself, it gobbles through the magic points real quick.
Can I use that 25 lunars from the...
Yep. So you've got... okay, so you just go off somewhere to try and find a guy that deals in gold and silver and looking to sell on some of the bits and pieces that you've got there. So, yep, you've paid the 25 lunas out of the 170 that's already in the party fund. So you've got there a number of items that you can potentially sell. I'll just roll. If you guys pick a piece, and Tostan will evaluate it for you.
What's your heal at, Jeanne D'arc?
He has a heal 0.
He has heal 0.
Yep.
Oh, so he doesn't have heal.
No, I was looking at. I have like heal wound or something.
Yeah, so because he had
Spirit
the
magic
bind spell. Yeah, so he doesn't have the spirit magic heal at all.
Oh, okay.
Because he was only initiated, he'd only get 5 points of spell, so he took sleep and I think it was befuddle.
Yeah.
Shimmer. Sleep and
Shimmer.
shimmer.
What does a heal? What does a heal 6 cost?
I have heal body for rune magic.
Yep.
And then I've listed elsewhere that I also have heal wound 1 point. I don't know, under additional magic. I don't know what that's for.
Heal wound was the runic one. A heal 6 would cost 120 lunas.
Right.
That's cheap.
Does anybody have the ability to reattach limbs?
I can, but I don't.
That's heal body. Does your heal body do that?
Well, no. There's actually a rune magic Chalana Arroyo spell that's reattach limbs.
I think heal body just gets you up to full hit points, but it doesn't reattach limbs.
Yep. So all of the other spells you have to cast on individual wounds. So, like, if you've got a wound on the arm and a leg, then it's 2 different spells that you got to cast to be able to do it. Whereas with heal body, it can heal multiple wounds all at once.
Actually, heal body does reattach limbs. This spell cures the total damage done to a body regardless of hit location or source. The player of the affected adventurer simply erases all damage from total hit points and hit location hit points. Any severed limbs are reattached if available or regenerate as if new.
Wow, what's the point of the limbs one then?
Oh, well, that's because if you can do a heal 6, just spirit magic, it'll reattach limbs.
No, I mean the rune magic. Was it not regrow limb?
Yeah, it's regrow limb. This spell regrows a severed limb or mangled limb whenever a limb is lost.
So the heal body has to be pretty much straight away. It has to be within a short term.
And what's the amount of rune point? Is that a 3-point rune magic as
yeah,
well?
that's a 3-point, and then regrow limb is only 2 points.
Gotcha. So that's the nuclear option.
Yeah, and it can be cast well after.
So I think this is a spirit magic. This heal wound 1 point.
No, that was the common divine magic one.
Oh, the common divine. Oh, all the common divine magic spells that I have.
Yeah, so the heal wound was the common one. So because you were looking at the spells that you could actually use, by the time you got the Shimmer 2 and the Sleep, that used up all of your spirit magic points.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just were going to rely on the heal wound initially.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I have it listed with like Command, Cold Spirit, Dismiss Magic, Divination, Extension, Find Enemy, Heal Wound, Multi-Spell, Sanctify, Soul Sight, Spirit Block, and Summon.
Common room ones.
Okay. Oh, so I can already summon a Cold Spirit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's your 1-point healing spirit.
Okay.
Okay,
it says
so
1 to 3 points.
Yeah, just the number of points you put into it.
Okay. And these are rune spells.
Yep. So So the thing is with rune magic, super, super powerful, does a lot more than what the spirit magic does, but at the same time, you're limited by your rune points per season.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. So which piece of jewelry or whatever would you like to try and get rid of first? This is to cash up, so you've got some money to do bits and pieces.
I think it's well worth getting that heal 6, I reckon.
So there's a golden arm ring, a golden neck ring, 2 golden pendants, 4 silver dishes, a figure of Israelia, another fluted dish, and a large silver plate and small silver cup. How much money have we spent thus far?
So far, 25 lunars.
Okay. So we're at 150 lunars. I guess we'll just go left to right then. Can we start with the valuation of the golden armoring?
Okay, good old Tostan, because he knows his stuff.
Success.
He says, look, if I was buying that in a shop, if I was dumb enough to be a noble and buy that in the shop, I'd say it's probably worth somewhere between 300 and 400 lunars, but he said I'd probably be able to get rid of it to someone for somewhere between, say, 100 and 200 lunars.
Next one is the golden neck ring.
Oh, here we go.
Success again.
Is someone writing that on the gear
I
sheet?
am right now, yeah.
Oh, it's a big, thick, heavy golden net ring. And, he looks at it and he says, I'd say it's worth somewhere between, say, it's worth at least 800 lunars.
Okay, 2 golden pennants.
Yeah. When he says it's worth it, he also says that he'd probably only be able to sell it for around sort of 400.
Okay.
Look, they're probably worth around 100 lunars each. If you got 50 lunars, if you got 100 for both of them, you'd be happy.
Okay. 4 silver dishes, 2 silver skillets, 1 plain, and the other decorated with figure of Azraelia.
Yeah. So.
Wait, 2, 3, 4, and then it's also another fluted dish and a large silver plate and small silver cup.
Yeah. So the two silver skillets. The first one he thinks is worth somewhere around 200 to 300 lunars, and he looks at the other one and says, "Yeah, probably the same for that too." So again, like he thinks that everything that you got there, if you got half the value of it, you'd be doing pretty good for selling it.
Okay.
So while it's worth that, it's what you can actually recoup on it would come back down to your bargain skill.
Then the plain and the Azraelia decorated ones.
So the second one there was the Azraelia one.
That's the 300?
Yep. Okay. The large fluted washing bowl, that's already gone. That's gone to that's already gone on worship. That was worth around 300 lunars. Another fluted dish, he reckons that's worth somewhere around the sort of 300 to 400 lunar mark.
Large silver plate and small silver cup.
Okay. They're worth around 200 to 250 each.
All right. Everything's accounted for then.
Yep. While he's at it, Endars, do you want him to have a look at the emerald?
I think he already... Didn't he do that in the field?
Yeah, I think did not have something.
Yeah, he said it was worth billions.
Oh,
okay.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
It is.
It is. Well,
It is worth billions.
Money.
He's decided that the billions, though, it's probably worth somewhere around sort of 500 to 600 lunars. Maybe a little bit less.
Just in case you missed that message, my phone's about to die. Yeah. So strength, heal 2, and spirit, if we can afford it, and in that order.
So basically, he's looking for a couple of hundred lunars worth of spells.
So who has the best bargain?
At the moment, Enders. So he's running at a skill of 25%.
You want to try and sell off all this stuff?
Or even just some of it, because some of that's actually easier to carry. Like the bowls are probably harder to carry, but the gold rings, etc., are really easy to carry.
I still think you're going to probably, looking at what people are doing in reference to spells, you're probably going to use most of it on buying spells at the church.
Well, based on the numbers that you can, like the amount of space that you've got to learn stuff, the majority of you can only afford to do somewhere between 200 and 300 worth of spells anyway. Depends if Jeanne goes for heal 6. That's actually a relatively cheap spell to do because it's only got the one initial spell thing of 30.
Well, I want to see if that lady's going to teach me any level of heal for free first.
The simple answer to that is no.
Well, she's not very into her cult.
She loves her occult.
Just no kinship there whatsoever.
Unfortunately, the cult has to generate some cash somehow. And as part of your training,
Wait,
you get a point every
tell me that
year.
the world doesn't? You mean to tell me the world doesn't run off love? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, they do. They give you. Well, that's why there's the cult of Illyria.
You as what's the name? Sorry, this is a bit of metagaming. You have to give half of the money that you get any charity to CA.
Oh, I did not know. Wow.
Because that's what I know. I noticed with
the mad cow.
Yeah, with the mad cow, because she found some loot as part of the roll up, and then I went, oh fuck, I've got to give half that away to the church.
But I guess it's a good thing she didn't recognize me then, because I'm probably a bit behind.
I thought I was rich.
You're all up to date at the moment, but it's one of those things that the cult gives you a free point of spirit magic every year as part of your initiate thing. But as part of that, you do a large portion of your time, and 50% of your income goes to the cult.
So metagaming again here. How does this work then if I'm in a party? Do I need to hold on to my? Do we need to split it up amongst the parties so then I can give half of what I have to the church?
At the moment, since you've joined the party, all the party has taken as loot has been the two crystals, or the emerald and the crystal.
Just on that as well, what's the timescale for weapons training and what?
It's measured over a season. So again, if you're only adventuring for 2 weeks maximum in a season, then you're able to do training. Whereas at the moment, you guys are getting experience rolls on average every week and a half to 2 weeks.
Yeah, gotcha.
So Hengest's suggestion is basically the more bulky items like the skillets and the bowls. If we were to try and move those on and keep the gold because it's easy, portable, and probably a lot. He points to the bag of lunas that you have already got that's on Chamomile and says, that thing there weighs around 100. 1 to 2 encumbrance. Just think that the more and more of the more bags of coins we've got, the more encumbrance that we're having to carry around.
I've also just noticed there's a bit more than metagaming. But on that other game, I'm just looking at the requirements for Rune Lord for Tostan, and I noticed that it says you have to be an initiate of good standing for 5 years. So that kind of puts paid to rolling Rune Lords straight off new characters.
It depends on which cult you're in. So you got to remember that you guys have got 5 years experience when you start. So you're at 21 years of age, you've come to maturity at 16 and then had 5 years back experience.
Okay, so we essentially take it as you have been an initiate for 5 years, give or take. Yeah.
5 years, yep.
Just back to that, sorry, that an initiate must give half of their income to the cult of Challen Roy. Is that our base income?
Gross income, yep.
Oh, base. So my base income is 40 looters. So, or is all your loot classed as your income?
Your loot classed as your income as well, yep.
All right. Okay.
So the 40 lunas you get, it's is that all a healer gets?
Oh no, I'm looking at Vidad's now, not Hermish, the cow. Yeah.
It differs generally through some of the cults, but most of them have initiates give up like 10% of their gross income.
Right. Okay.
It does
explain somewhere that it's basically that you donate one nice item per year to the cult.
So, yeah. So basically, I think that for Joan of Arc, I think we should do the purchasing of her spells for her.
Well, she can have the money for the spells because that's not her income. Like you guys are gifting her that money to do it, so that's not income for her to actually have to give up the money. But if along the way she's there and the party loot comes in and sort of gets split up, then her portion of that she has to give half of it away.
I also am an alchemist, so I don't know if it also helps to buy alchemical ingredients for me to make healing potions and whatnot.
Yep. So what's your alchemy skill?
What's your score?
50 or 60?
Nice.
Yep. So the rules are that it costs you 50 lunas per potency of the item that you're going to do. So to do a heal...
Oh, so that's more expensive.
Yep, so if you do a heal for a healing draft, like a 4-point healing draft, it costs you 200 points, but it makes you a number of, I think it's 1d10 potions.
Oh, okay.
So you get a number of potions for having done that. So basically you're making up, boil, toil and trouble. You make up the cauldron's worth of healing potion, then you make up X number of drafts of the healing potion for that cost.
Okay.
And if you do a special, I think it adds half or +1 to the effectiveness. And if you do a critical, it adds, I think it's +1 to the potency if you're special. And if you're critical, it adds half again to the potency. But it gets bloody expensive if you fail.
Another quick one as well. How do you increase charisma? Is that just through statistics training?
So Humanity have it easy because they can always just take a gift and a guess. The big thing is, are you wearing lots of bling? So that's why Sindred was looking seriously at, he should wear the golden torque and the golden armband as the best way to sort of look after them and keep them happy, because of course that's a serious amount of bling and would potentially add +1 to his charisma. When you make Rune Lord, you'd get another +1. And if you were decked out...
Yeah, but you need 18 to become Rune Lord, though.
Yeah. And so there's the irony is that, so if you're dressed in a lot of bling or getting noted for being very, very rich for what you do, then you can up your charisma that way, and then that then lets you get the rune status, and then because you got the rune status, you get another potential charisma increase as well. Yeah, it's the old classic one. You've got to be rich to actually look like you're rich.
So what's my charisma? It basically means that puts paid to me being a Rune Lord. If I've got like a 14 charisma.
There's ways to get it up. You can actually train your charisma up. You got 11 charisma.
I
So,
think your reputation gets really high.
Not necessarily for bandits.
Yeah, so your reputation can have an impact on your charisma, but the big one is, you could go off to effectively like a finishing school and learn how to port yourself in the proper way. You can, so every stat that can be raised to, I think it used to be half again the actual the starting amount. So if you had 11, the maximum you could raise yourself to would be 17. But in these rules, I'm pretty sure I read that it was to the actual species maximum. So the species maximum for charisma is 21. So it takes a while, like it takes multiple seasons, but you could actually raise your charisma over again every couple of seasons if you found someone to teach you, and that's generally in the around the courts of power, the major cities, etc.
I might just have to be a badass initiate.
Yeah, sometimes it's actually better to go down the priest path.
And sometimes you just eat some nice mushrooms and boom, everything goes
and
up.
that is the other thing is like there are, like, you guys have already been on the edge of hero questing things. So when you guys did that worship ceremony at the start of Harris's hero quest, if things had have gone a lot better than they did, there's always the potential for those sorts of things to have an impact. But the other one also is, and I know it's not the nicest way to do it, but Orland, give me a cute face, divine intervention.
You can't fumble divine intervention, can you?
No, but you can roll exactly what your current power is and die in the process. We've seen that happen in multiple games where, you've got your divine intervention, you've got the outcome, and then died at the same time.
Yeah, but also if you are Rune Lord, you need to donate like 90% of your time and something like
and
that.
income. Yeah, but then as one of the advantages of being a Rune Lord is they tend to outfit you. So in the case of Snoo with his Gillette, he, as qualifying for Rune Lord, he'll get his iron sword, and they'll supply him with iron armor and things like that. So, it is one of those things in becoming a Rune Lord. Yes, it's only the first step into sort of that greater path and hero questing and things like that, but it gets you some really cool things in the process. And for someone that's Yalmalio or Humakti, when they qualify for Rune Lord, they're generally allowed to take gifts and geases again at that point. For Humact, I think it's unlimited. They can just choose to take any and all gifts and geases at that point that they want. And for Yalmalio, they're only allowed so many per year.
But that's basically when your character is basically ending, or you are ending the campaign or campaigns for your character.
And it's
so after that, it's going to be.
Yeah, it's a bit different now because, like, with the new stuff that they've suggested that they're bringing out, the hero questing stuff is going to be a major part, and I think that's why the characters start at such a more developed state. You've grown up in the state of war. You've had major events happening for the last 5 to 6 years. As part of that, you've been off. Potentially you've raided the City of Wonders. You've been the Siege of Noshet. You've helped raise Orlanth with King Broyan. You've gone with Argrath to free Pavis. All of those things is why you start so powerful, and like some of them start with like 150% skills, and others start sometimes with nearly 300% skills. But it's gearing up for the conversations that we've had online with Ali and Jason and Jeff. Hero questing is going to be a part of the new stuff coming out.
Yeah, and in fact, one of the next new books is the Game Master Guide. I think it was. They said it was called. It has a whole guide to hero questing in it.
Yeah. So, and that's been that's a major shift from sort of being new characters in RuneQuest 3, where becoming a Rune Lord, unless the campaign revolved around you being a Rune Lord, you tended to become an NPC. To now, it's actually, this is all just a starting point to becoming a Rune Lord and doing the hero questing stuff. Makes me feel like we're all a bunch of Lannisters.
But for example, my next character, or my own character, the Humakti, is not going to be the Rune Lord probably ever. It just doesn't care about the guild. He's just there to, because that's how you get better with your sword.
Yep. And that's the thing, is it's it really is the individual player / character focus of what to do. Having said that, your character is already the equal or better of most people that he'd run into in combat, because he's a veteran. But I know with looking at Gillette and becoming a Rune Lord, he's got the potential there to add another plus 50% to his weapon skill. Yes, he's got to take 5 geases, and that could end up with him not wearing any armor, or not speaking on certain days, or never refusing a one-on-one combat. But
that one's my favorite.
Never refuse the one-on-one combat.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful case.
Yeah, that's really beautiful when you meet the Harek the Berserk.
Yeah, Eric the Berserk. Yeah.
That's the life you lived.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say is it the Yalmalio one, never refuse a duel with the Xerxerani?
There was another one in one of the characters in the Game Master's Guide, which is never stay out of a fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she does have a gift which is double damage if she hits the head, and she's got a magic sword as well. So if she hits you in the head, any damage that gets through your armor is quadrupled.
Yeah, so not just doubled, but quadrupled. So that becomes your Vorpal weapon.
Her name is Nameless, and anybody that asks her name, she's committed to fight and kill.
Yep. And, in fact, she's in the city. She's one of the ones that you guys are potentially going to meet.
Oh, yeah.
When Harris finally turns up after his hero quest, if you guys succeed in sort of dealing to the big bad guys, then you'll be meeting Queen Laker and Nameless.
Can we go meet him right away? I think Snow would like to roll a new character.
Yeah, what's your name? Why do they call you Nameless?
Yeah. First question. What's your name?
I was just saying she's like a female Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
The Man with No Name series.
Yeah. Oh, look, she's been the clan champion for 12 years, I think it is. So you can imagine that A, she's Humakti, B, she's a clan champion, C, she's been clan champion for 12 years, and she's rune status. But it is hard because, like, you look at this, you guys aren't weak. Well, in general, you aren't weak, but then there's a clear difference between the straight martial characters, like Endars and Sindred, who are romping around with greater than 100% chance to hit without even cranking up any magic. Compare that to Tostan and Vidad and Hengest, who combat isn't their first priority. I think, what are you up to now?
91.
Yeah, and that's because you're a bandit, and I think Vidad's only at about 70-something, was that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And that's like, it's, hey, cool, it's neat to be able to get the skills up, but you compare that to, say, like our Runequest 3 game, where I think, ignore the Iron Dwarf, because Iron Dwarves are just walking death machines, like the dwarven version of Humakti swords. The average chance to hit is something like 45% amongst the rest of the party. And that was pretty good. Like, unless you're a straight fighter, like, unless you're a straight soldier or something like that, that was about where most characters in Runequest 3 were. Like that.
Yeah, I think most of the characters I had, like, who were the fighters, had like 70 on the, like, fighting skills, and or something like 65 to 70 or 75 maybe.
Yeah, once you got to 75, 80, you started feeling good with yourself.
But none ever had 90.
Yeah, and then you get an elf, woodlord or something that pops in and's got 130% chance with the bow, but has, apart from dodge, has no other actual combat skills whatsoever.
Of course, had to have that one character that we played for quite a long time, and then he became a god and had 8,000 sword skills, of course.
8,000.
That was so good to, like, the split attack aim you had 2 times with only critting or something like that.
I was going to say diamond dwarves. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but basically they're dwarves that have been there, like Mostalia, that have been there for up to thousands of years, and they're 1,000% in all of their main skills, which is specific to their caste or the jobs that they do. And so you can imagine that 50% of the time they critical, 100% of the time they special. Yeah. We'll leave it here and just, like, probably a good chance just to sort of have a think about what things you want to buy in the next couple of days, and then we'll, when we resume this game, we'll pick up at Old Tower or on the way to Old Tower, and just thinking through some of the mechanics of this, if there's anything that will affect what you want to do with RQP characters, just so that we've got it sorted. And what we're going to do is, this is the game that we'll put on hiatus for while we do the RQP game, as long as the Hidden World game keeps going. Otherwise, what we'll do is we'll have, if Hidden World dies a death, it dies a death. And then we'll just sort of pick up and go into Neil's, what is it, the Flower Girl one, Neil?
Yeah, it's still around the same region, so you can either carry it on from Hidden World or just roll new characters.
And I've made a sorcerer for that one.
What is he, troll?
No, I just went with human in the end. Yeah, I seriously looked at troll in that, and then actually looked at being a troll priestess, and thought, yeah, that's actually starting to get quite obscene with what it can do.
Was that with the Hidden World?
Yeah, so because Neil will take over the games mastering, and I'll just come into the party.
What's dictating whether Hidden Worlds is squashed or not?
The other 3 Americans. Well, it's whether or not Hidden World continues in its current setup. So, like, while we've got Vin, Ronaldo, and Usha, hey, that's good. We just continue with exactly the same party. If we don't have everyone in there, then we can sort of, before we start, the Flower Girl arc, we can have a look at and decide what and how we do. So, like, if you're happy with your character, keep it. If you're not happy with your character, chance to sort of reboot.
Yeah, it's just whether we keep the same thread going of what's happened so far.
Yep, because like you guys, the funny thing is, in 4 days of actual game time, which has been like 7 sessions with Hidden World, you've already made a huge impact on what's going on, and not all of it good. But you know, it gives us a great background to leverage off into going into the other bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking to do every 2 weeks for project?
Yeah, if yes is the simple answer in the short term, for the simple fact that it matches up with Dave, because he's only available every 2 weeks. And also it gives me time to prep everything, because like shit, trying to get everything done, and especially since it'll be good because I'll only be running 2 games very shortly for a while, and like at the moment I'm sort of spending around sort of 10 to 15 hours a week just trying to build up everything in behind the scenes for the RQP game.
Okay.
Like I found it generally takes me, like each time we've started up a new game, it's taken me about 2 weeks of dedicated time to get everything online for and get the maps in, get everything scaled up, get everything sort of so that everything, like the stuff works, set up the first few encounter maps, and especially with dynamic lighting. I posted on the Facebook page a photo of an example of the dynamic lighting between what you guys could see versus the actual overall screen. And it is, like, especially when you go into tunnels and caves, etc., or just in tight areas where you can't see around the corner, it becomes like those. It's almost sort of classic now that there's a shoot 'em up scene in a house where people are shooting through the walls in most of the movies nowadays, and how it plays out in gameplay when you can't see that. It's one of the things I've noticed is a huge difference between that and some of the D&D games that we played, where the whole map's showing and everyone can see everything, and they make choices based off what they can see on the map, metagaming, rather than, if I take away that, it just disallows that whole opportunity for metagaming.
Right.
Yeah, I've set up one of the caves for the Flower Girl, and it's really cool. It adds loads more atmosphere.
Especially when you're getting ambushed by shit coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's why I liked Hero Quest. When I played it, I was like 12, and it was a board game. And once you open the door to see in the room, then that's when you place the monsters on the tiles.
And the thing is, like, when you got a good party, like the funny thing is, every time you guys ask a question, it's metagaming question. Like, it's not just taken as standard. And that's one of the fun things as a GM, where you guys are really good at separating out the two.
Just on that as well, especially on Hero Quest, I need to make a note of that. But I just bought, on recommendation from one of the guys from the Old Men roleplay session, that tabletop gaming thing. Man, that's cool. Holy crap, it's good. We should maybe get one of those board games cracking as well.
That sounds good. So we're all good for next Saturday, are we, Dave?
Yep. Well, yeah. There's what have we got? Yeah, got a quorum. 1, 2, 3,
So next
4,
Saturday,
5 characters. So that's
what
good.
for Mithras you talking about?
Yeah. So for Mithras
Yeah.
game, I'm still trying to read up on all of that stuff because it's bloody confusing when 1 minute you're playing RQ3, RQG, then Mithras, and they treat certain things differently.
Is Jim not gonna?
Hey, a lot of it, the role-playing side, you just walk on straight through. But there's a few technical elements like the
that's right.
strike ranks, etc., where they treat the stuff so differently. See, like I'm up at 5 o'clock most mornings, and then on the Saturday morning, I'm up at 2:30 for our Runequest 3 game, and then I don't get to bed till about depending on what time we finish. I tend to crash. I tend to nod off somewhere around the midnight phase if we're gaming, and sometimes if you hear me snoring, it means that I've got my finger on the control button. But and then up again at 5:30 again the next morning for this. So I apologise in advance if I do fall asleep, Dave.
Yeah, okay. I suppose the idea is not to get you to fall asleep, isn't it? To keep things moving, keep things not sort of on tangent.
There's only the one day I fell asleep, and that was just one where we just got bogged down. But it didn't help that I worked it out. I'd already been up for bloody 23 hours. So, yep, excellent. Oh, well, I'm going to go and kill Craig now.
Okay then, guys. Thanks for the game.